Okay, so welcome everybody to the Journey Builder Bootcamp. We've got Rodrigo Santander today covering WhatsApp for Marketing Cloud. And I'm just going to pass it off and let him kick it off. Thanks everyone for joining.
I think we cannot hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes.
but I can
Okay,
hear
good.
Rodrigo.
So thank you.
Now?
Perfect.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
Thank you very
oh,
much.
good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry about that. Thank you very much for that introduction, Tim. Also, thank you very much for JB for allowing me to be a part of this webinar series of Journey Builder Deep Dive. I'm very honored, really. And thank you everyone who is connected today to start learning about WhatsApp for Marketing Cloud. Right. So, well, I prepared a lot of slides today, so I'm going to try to be a little fast on some things if I see that we're starting to get out of time. And at the end, there will be a time for asking questions, right? So my name is Rodrigo Santander. I'm from Mexico. I'm currently a marketing champion, and I'm a solution architect for a partner in Mexico that is called Orange Digital. Right now, I hold all the 8 certifications of Marketing Cloud, which makes me a geek. So I really like, I'm very passionate about Marketing Cloud account engagement, and not right now about Data Cloud. I created a community in Mexico and different parts of Latin America that is called Marketing Cloud in Spanish, in Español, to help people understand better everything about these platforms, but in our own language, right? When I'm not teaching sections, when I'm not building community, like you can see on the top, I'm also loving doing Photoshop, like what you see in the Ken picture, drawing Pokemon and playing the ukulele. So if you want to connect with me, I'm on LinkedIn as Rodrigo Santander. What are we going to be learning today? We're going to talk about WhatsApp for Marketing Cloud. So let's begin. Nearly 60% of customers, let me just do this right here with this so it doesn't bother us. What are we going to talk about WhatsApp? You know that WhatsApp sends 100 million messages per day. So it's one of those top apps in the market that help us stay connected with everyone else. Nearly 60% of those customers prefer to engage companies through digital channels, and 85% of customers expect consistent interactions across departments. It's a very useful tool. And while there are many ways to do WhatsApp out there, right? Like the public API, other partners, etc. Now we have a native connection inside Marketing Cloud that will allow us to utilize not everything, but the most important part of WhatsApp to make it work across Journey Builders, multi-channel orchestration, right? To start learning WhatsApp, we're going to select an integration. Before Meta native integration was active in Marketing Cloud a little more than a year ago, we had Sinch integration. This was an install package that you had to buy inside Marketing Cloud. And the templates were created directly inside Marketing Cloud, which was not the case in reality, but we saw it through the user interface. Sinch made the talk to Meta to be able to make the template validation, but it was a slower process, right? It's no longer supported. Every client that now has the Sinch integration is being recommended to migrate to the new Meta integration. If you're in that case, you're going to need to contact your account executive for guidance, because as my understanding is that not every integration is being capable, has the capability to migrate to the Meta integration. But today we're going to be talking about the Meta integration. These both have a very funny names. The Meta integration is called officially WhatsApp First Business Integration, and Sinch integration is called WhatsApp Chat Messaging. Okay, so we're going to be talking about the WhatsApp First Business Integration, which is the name you're going to find in every health documentation across Salesforce. Okay, this is a native integration between Meta and Marketing Cloud, and templates are going to be created directly on the WhatsApp Business Suite, which is called directly in Facebook, in your Facebook account. If you're the administrator for the Facebook page of your brand, you're going to be able to enter the Facebook ads experience. And inside there, inside the Meta Business Manager, you're going to have a WhatsApp Business Manager where you're going to be able to create all the templates. Once you have created them inside that WhatsApp Business Manager, you're going to be able to call them again on Marketing Cloud. They're going to appear visible inside Marketing Cloud for you to add the personalization and call them on anything on Journey Builder. There's are very good things that happen when you have a direct meta integration. For starters, template validation is extremely quick. You create it, you click the button, you wait a couple of seconds, you check, and it's going to be validated or it's going to not be validated, right? But the process is extremely simple, extremely quick. Also, you're going to have metrics inside the WhatsApp business channel where you're going to be able to see the message quality. You're going to be able to see if your template was paused by Meta, if your template had blocking issues. And they're going to tell you even what's the most blocked issue that you have so you can correct some things that wouldn't be visible inside Marketing Cloud. Okay? There are a couple of caveats when we talk about these functionalities. There is the WhatsApp roadmap of features, and there's the Marketing Cloud roadmap of features. Why do I tell you this? Because there are many things that you're going to see on LinkedIn, on other partners, on other places, like WhatsApp Flows. WhatsApp Flows is a wonderful tool for WhatsApp that allows you to add forms inside your messages, like what we can see here on the center. The way he asks you for your name, he asks you for your email, everything. It's a form like what you see in a website or a landing page, right? That doesn't work on Marketing Cloud now, as of today, right? Maybe tomorrow, is the Marketing Cloud will tell us about how this functionality now works, but today it doesn't work right now. You can create a template, you can call it on Marketing Cloud, but it will never leave Marketing Cloud, even if you try to create it. There's also the catalog where you can create a catalog of services, where it will be easier to buy across directly inside WhatsApp. But right now, also that functionality isn't available. Unlike those functionalities, which are the most important ones, there may be some things that you can do right now with the WhatsApp API, but you can do it right now inside Marketing Cloud integration. Okay, it's not a publicly available roadmap. It's not something that we can go to the documentation and know exactly when it's available or not. The features are being rolled out slowly, but I will recommend you to check Salesforce release notes regularly to understand if there are new updates across the system. Also, when you configure your organization inside Marketing Cloud through this connection in Meta, Meta will not allow you to register or send communications to some kind of businesses. Okay, we're talking about hospitals, pharmacies, casinos, gambling, any brand that sells alcohol or tobacco, weapons, dating, and adult content. And nothing like that will be able to be connected or a creation of a WhatsApp channel. Okay, if you try to bypass those rules or you already have an account and you try to create a template, a WhatsApp template that has information of any of these things, the AI that checks all the messages and later a person can block your message and can deny them, and you will have your templates removed. Okay. As this month, there is an update in the documentation that some countries, like where I live in Mexico, are allowed to bypass this prohibition. Okay, as stated on the WhatsApp official documentation, you need to fill a form depending of if you're an online gambling, if you sell drugs like a pharmacy, or you sell some kind of alcohol. There are caveats to this, but you can fill a form, you can wait for the response, and then you can configure your WhatsApp channel, which is a very cool thing to do because we have many clients that would love to have WhatsApp experience. And before September, it was something that couldn't be done. I recommend you to check the link. Maybe I understand that the presentation will be shared. So I added links to everything so you can check these recommendations for your country. Let's see the types of messages we can create across WhatsApp. There are two types of WhatsApp templates you're going to be able to do, right? The first one is the template messages, which always will require WhatsApp approval. What this means is that you send it, you click create, and you have to wait. Like I said, it's a very small time what you have to wait, but you have to wait for the approval of WhatsApp. These kind of messages will cost super messages, okay? These are the ones that are costly, but we're going to see also how the cost affects, yeah, a little later. The second one are the session messages. The session messages doesn't need any approval and don't have a cost because they are like a later response to any template message. Let's start with the template messages. These are always related to a business transaction. I'm sending a promotion, I'm having an authentication, I'm sending a utility message, anything like that is going to be a template, all right? It's going to be created directly on the WhatsApp Business Suite, and it's subject for approval. These approved messages are going to appear in Marketing Cloud later when they are approved. And you can add keywords, you can add URLs to all the call to actions. There's a limit to what amount of call to actions you can create on each and every one. And you're going to be able to add media or not, depending on what you want to do. It can be just a text, it can be a text and an image, it can be a text and a video, etc. How these templates work, like you can see here. There's going to be a funny way to add the personalization. In the editor in Meta, there's a button that you can use. I'm going to show it a little later, that you can add personalization strings that are these funny keys that have the 1, 2, 3 right now. And you're just going to tell Meta something that will be related. No? And so I can add Rodrigo, and they're going to understand what that keyword is going to be working on. And on Marketing Cloud, we're going to call it with a personalization string, like what you see with the first name, okay? The image size is very important here. We can't change the image size or the proportions. It's going to always be 1500 by 844 pixels. I hope I said it right. And that image is going to always be on that size. Okay, you can add an image, you can add a video message, you can add a document, which will be a PDF, or you can add ubicación, yeah, a pinpoint, a space on the map, right? On the body, there's going to be also a character limit to each and every one of those elements. If you added a header, which is a text instead of an image, the header can be longer than 60 characters. While the body, which is the center part of the message, can't be longer than 1024 characters, including personalization. What this means is that if there's I checked the message with someone who has a very small name, like Abe, well, that's 3 letters, right? But Rodrigo is beyond 5 letters, and I need to know if the personalization is going to be longer or not. Because if I'm very close to the limit, like, I don't know, 1000 characters, and the personalization across my message makes it longer, the WhatsApp, you're going to be able to turn on your journey builder, but it's not going to leave for any of those messages from Meta. Okay, the users won't receive your WhatsApp message in your smartphone, which is going to be a problem that you're going to have to solve later, because it's not like Marketing Cloud tells you, you had a character problem, right? You're going to have to check, like with everything we do in Marketing Cloud, to know what happens. And on the call to actions, you have a 20 character limit. Meta tells you it's 25, but in the documentations in the help from Salesforce, it states 20. So I take it with a grain of salt. I do tests in order to know which one is the most effective one. And we have session messages. Like I told you, the session messages I created directly in Marketing Cloud Content Builder. You don't need to do them in Meta. There is no checking in what the message has or says or does. Uh, I I I only tell you to look out for the terms and conditions in WhatsApp to not cross any bridges, right? And like you can see, the links are going to be clickable, right? But there's no button, there's no element, there's nothing that is like the templates that you saw before. So it's going to be like if you were sending a message in your WhatsApp, your personal WhatsApp in your smartphone, it's like what you're going to be doing here, right? These session messages can be only one kind of thing. It can be a text, or it can be an image, or it can be a PDF, or it can be a video, or it can be an audio message. All these elements need to live in Content Builder for you to be able to call them inside the editor, all right? Now, let's talk about the three types, sorry for my English, three types of template messages that you can create in WhatsApp. There's going to be marketing, utility, and authentication. The marketing is the most obvious one, where you can send any kind of promotion or offer. Any conversation that doesn't qualify as utility or authentication is going to be here. In my experience, is the most things we create, the marketing templates. If you're sending a newsletter, offers, coupons, or promotions, anything like that is going to be on the marketing template. The second one is the utility. This utility message are updates to a customer purchase, post-purchase, right? Like you're sending a receipt, an order confirmation, you have a doctor's appointment perhaps or something like that, or you're sending a reminder, anything like that can be a utility message. Utility templates already have like a database of available templates where you don't need to do something that is marketing related. You just take it, change a little things, and it's ready to go. And authentication. These are the one-time passwords, right? The OTP, where you're going to enable access to a user through a code that you send them directly on WhatsApp. But I don't want you to just stay with what we're going to see on the presentation. After this, everything is going to be pressed, where I want to show you a little live demo of how this looks like in the WhatsApp Business Editor. Uh, uh, my company allowed to be able to show some of these things, not everything. So bear with me. We're going to see a little of how this works out, okay? Let me switch over to the WhatsApp Messenger. Here we are on the WhatsApp Business Manager, right? So what you're looking at right now is if I enter my company with my Facebook credentials and I start seeing the phone numbers that I have available, which are the WABAs inside the WhatsApp Business Manager. And in that phone number, I select the option to create a template. Uh, you're going to see this screen, okay? So what we're seeing here is that I can create a marketing, a utility with pre-approved templates, or an authentication template, okay? And here is the custom marketing template, which is the one we'll always be using. And here are catalog and flows that if you remember, these both ones are the ones that I talked that aren't available right now to use in Marketing Cloud, right? So just because you see them inside Meta doesn't mean that you're going to be able to use them. I already tried. Don't try this at home. I already tried. It's not available today, but maybe in the future we'll be able to do something like what you see on the right. Okay, so let me just show you what you can do with the template library on utility. There are many messages that are already created, and you can change the templates in many languages. And you just select one of these, like this statement, and you're going to have these strings that you're going to be able to change, right? Like, hi, Rodrigo, your text statement for your account ending in 53241 is now available. view statement, and you can change the link, you can change the text, you can change the number, and like that, you can do a lot of messages that are already pre-approved. What Meta tells us is that you don't need to create something that will have to be on a revision. So these ones pass the revision like automatically. You don't need anything to do if you want to try them out. But let's see what a marketing template will look like in the platform. Okay, I created this one before, but I'm going to show you how it is when you have it already on the editor. What you're going to be able to do first is name it. You have to give it a name that will live in your template library. Then you're going to select a list of languages that the template is going to be available in. You can select more than one. Then you can select if you want an image, if you want a text, if you want a video, a document, or a location for the header of your WhatsApp template. Okay. For this one, I selected an image, and you can see the visual right here for the Journey Deep Dive series. And then it's going to ask us to provide an example of this visual. This here right now, you can add, you could add a mock-up image if you like, if you're not ready yet with the visuals, right? But the recommendation is that you do it exactly like it will be, because in here, you can see the template preview very fine. You can take a screenshot from here and send it to your client if you're a partner, for instance, and you can now wait for the validation. If it's all right, then you can keep going, right? A very important thing is that when you're creating a new template, you can add a save and create later button. You don't have drafts. If you're going to create a template, you need to create it in one go and click the create button. If not, you're going to lose all that information that you had before. Okay, so it's a very important part of the process. Then what we're going to have here is the body message. What are we going to want to say? The 1025 character limit. Remember, here it says 1028, but the recommendation is 1024. I recommend that you keep it under the 24 experience. And what we can see here is that you can add, for instance, you can add an emoji, which are all the emojis available across WhatsApp, right? You can change messages to become bold. It's everything that you can do on the WhatsApp channel. You can do it right here, right? Like these elements that make it bold, or if you want to change something to make it subrayado, strike through, everything like that, it's going to be able to be done. And you can also add variables. Variables are going to look like this, like what I was telling you about, right? And you can see that here it says Rodrigo. It's going to ask us for each and every one of those variables that we create. If I add another one, it's going to create a new variable that I can now change and pass it and everywhere else I can. And then I'm going to be able to say, okay, public or virtual, and I could pass it here. So it will says our virtual webinar, right? Let's say that I have a virtual, hybrid, or in-person event, and I want to change that information across different people. I can change it right here. And it's going to ask me if I want to add a footer message, which can be done here. I've seen brands add the terms and conditions in here, which in mobile is clickable, in desktop it's not. And then we have the buttons. The kind of buttons we can add are visit website, which send us to a URL, which are two kind of buttons. We can create 2 button maximum. We can add a button for call phone number. And we can add even a copy offer code, which I give them the code through AmpScript in Marketing Cloud. And here I only ask this button, and when they click it, it's going to be like Control C or Option C on Mac. And then you're going to have it and go to the e-commerce and do something with it. And then we're going to have these custom buttons, which you can see here are called quick reply. This quick reply, we're going to add them a message, and we're going to leave them like this. And when we're in Marketing Cloud, we're going to add them a keyword, which will allow us to work with Journey Build. Okay, so that's all we can do in here. And once it's ready, once we create it, I can show you this part, but it will show you that it's pending approval, and then it's going to change to approved. When it is approved, you're going to be able to go to, and I'm going to show you now how it looks like on Marketing Cloud. you're going to be able to go to Marketing Cloud. On Content Builder, you select creation, you create a template on a WhatsApp template, and you're going to change to select the template that is pre-approved. Okay, you're going to see all the approved templates in your Meta and your Meta experience. You're going to see them here. When you select it, like you can see, the image is going to look very wrong, okay? But the real one is this one, okay? Even if you see it here wrong, this is the good one. And then you're going to add your image in Content Builder. You're gonna call it right here. You even could add in your data extension in each and one of those people. You could add the URL for your image, and you could call it here with I don't know, something like URL, and that will also work. Okay. Here we can't change anything of your body because that was already pre-approved. We can't change anything like that, but we can change the variables. So my recommendation is that you don't try to hard code the AMP variables inside Meta. It's something that can be done, but if you change your data extension, if you change the name, it won't appear here as a variable. So the good recommendation is that you add everything that you can do here. You can also do complex AMP code in WhatsApp, but right now what I'm showing you is a very simple personalization string, right? You can't change the footer, you can change the URLs, but you can change the variables for each keyword. And something I want to show you right here is that if you want to do a URL inside Meta that is dynamic, it's going to give you another personalization string here, and you can make a sample, right? Like user identifier. And this sample data, which didn't really use, sorry about that, but you can add sample data to make your link dynamic. Okay, so if you want to send the user ID, the email, the name, or something to personalize the experience on the website that is they're going to visit, you can do it right there. And when you're in Journey Builder, which I'm going to come a little later, with this wait until chat response, you can add those keywords that we created before here inside Journey Builder. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my presentation. And thank you very much for being here again. And now we're gonna talk about the message costs. This is a very nice way to understand how the conversations are priced, how each multiplier is going to be in effect in your instance, okay? We have business-initiated conversation and user-initiated conversation, and the cost is going to depend on the template type that we're using. If you're using marketing template, it's going to be the most costly one. Utility, authentication, and then service are going to be on the lower scale in that order. I didn't talk about service because it's not really a marketing cloud template. It's what you will do, for instance, in Service Cloud, where you create templates to talk with the user, right? So those are the ones that are less costly. What we're seeing here is the super message multiplier for Mexico, for instance, where we have 54 multipliers for one marketing template, 12 multipliers for utility, 29 for authentication, and 12 for service. There is an official rate card that was updated this year. And what I want to show you is a little example of some countries, Mexico, Canada, India, United States, Peru, Spain, where each and every one of those countries will have different multipliers. What this means, if you're a brand that talks to different countries, you're going to have this information very, very useful, because depending on the country you're talking to, the person you're talking to is based on each of one of these countries, the multiplier is going to be completely different. Okay, but the good thing is that this is going to be 100% conversation based, which means that not every message is going to be cost. Okay, it's going to have a cost. What does this mean? You open a 24-hour session period the moment you receive your first message. Let's say that we send a service template on Service Cloud, and the user receives this message, and there is a 24-hour service window that is open from 10 a.m. to 10 a.m. the next day, right? And the user can still message us and we can send more service templates. But if we send a different template, a marketing template on the same 24-hour role, we're going to open a new conversation window, which is going to make that we have two different templates, and this one is going to cost service, and this one is going to cost marketing template super messages. Okay. The cool thing is that we can concatenate templates. If you send a utility template and then you send another utility template in that same 24-hour conversation, the only cost is going to be one. We've done like journeys that have many marketing templates in the same hours, and the cost is one message per user. Okay, so you can send a marketing template, two session messages, wait for the response, send later another template, and everything is going to be one cost of a marketing template per user. So that's a very good way, a smart way to build your journeys, thinking that you only send one kind of template for each and every person. How do you set up this channel? Let's say you're going to start, you talk to your AE, you pay for the channel, and now you're in Marketing Cloud. We're gonna go to Mobile Studio, and in Mobile Studio, we're gonna have this button now that is called WhatsApp. And here is going to show us a button that is called Add Account. For this ad account, for all this process, my recommendation is that you have the Facebook administrator right here with you or in the call, and you give them access to Marketing Cloud so they can do this process, because you're gonna do it inside Marketing Cloud, and when you click that button, you're going to have a pop-up screen from your like Instance Chrome, and then it's going to ask you if you're the right user. What you can see right here, for example, is Ros Santander. It's my Facebook credentials, and it asks me if I'm that person, and everything is going to be connected between my Meta Business Suite and Marketing Cloud. Okay, so if you try to do it and you don't have the credentials, you're going to try to do it with your personal Facebook account. So I don't recommend that. So while they are logged in Marketing Cloud and their Facebook account, all this process is going to come out. I also recommend you that you ask your client everything that you're going to see in the screens beforehand. So when you do the process, it's a small run and you can do it freely, right? They're going to ask you about what Meta Business account you're going to be using, which is the one that holds the Facebook account for your brand. They're going to ask you for the brand name, an email from your business so they can verify you're the right person, the URL from your business website, which country you are on, and what WhatsApp business account inside your Meta Business account is going to be the one you're going to be using. You can also create or select a WhatsApp business profile right here. Then it's going to ask you the category, which is the industry that your company belongs to. There is a very long list that you can select. For instance, here is shopping and retail. Then on the business description, is going to ask you what you see when you select. You click on the image of a brand, and there is a very little description in the WhatsApp app. It's going to be what shows here. And you can add, again, the website. Then it's going to ask you for a phone number. This phone number must be a phone number that has never been used in WhatsApp before, be it WhatsApp personal or WhatsApp business. My recommendation is always to buy a new phone line for smartphones, a new smartphone phone line. It can be anyone, it can be any brand. It's not needed that is a very specific one. It must be on the country that you're going to be sending messages. That is the recommendation. And then here you're going to add the phone number. And there's only one moment where you need to have it in your smartphone, right? So if you have to add the SIM message, the SIM card to your smartphone only for this part of the process, where what you're going to see here is that they need to verify this number. They can send you a text message or they can phone call you. My recommendation is the phone call works best. There's a recording that tells you 1, 3, 5, 6, something like that, and you just type it and you're ready to go. You can then later save your SIM card, save it somewhere safe. You're not going to need never again that physical device or that SIM card for anything related to the configuration. So once it's configured, you're going to see it right here on the accounts inside WhatsApp. And you can have multiple WABAs per business unit. WABA is the phone lines that you have inside this, right? Calling about verification. You can see here, for instance, that Spruce has a blue checkmark validation right across its name. If you don't have this validation, you're going to most likely see the phone number instead of the name. This is going to add value to the user experience that everyone is doing, right? To make this process, you're going to need to have a message quality high, which I'm going to talk a little later, for you to, in order to make this request. You enter in Meta, in the WhatsApp Business Suite, you enter the information for your account, and you're going to see this little message that is right below, the official company account, and you're going to click on Send Request, and it's going to ask you for the business website, the primary country of operation, your language, and this is a very important part. You need to provide links for articles, blog posts, or business notes that are not from your brand, but they must prove your business notability. Okay, serious articles of business, how you incremented ROI, something that helps the Meta team, which is our persons, by the way, to realize if your company has the right notability, and they're going to ask you to add supporting information. Maybe you received awards during the year, maybe you have affiliated brands, everything that works, that helps you make them understand that you're a notable company is going to be in here. If you add your website, if you add your social media, if you add notes that you paid for, they're going to instantly not accept that information. Okay. If they deny the form, after 1 month, it's going to be open again, and you're going to be able to fill it again. But Meta doesn't give you a very specific reason of why it failed. Now, talking about WhatsApp Journey Builder activities, we're going to have 3. The first one is going to be the WhatsApp activity. With this one, you can add all those template messages or the WhatsApp session messages that we created before. And they're going to ask us to select the app channel, which is the WABA we created before, okay? And inside the data extension, we need to add the attribute with the phone number. The second one is the wait until chat response. This one is one of the most important parts of the orchestration of the message. Wait until chat response is going to listen to the user's answer to the WhatsApp template that we created and generate paths accordingly. If you remember the dynamic keywords that we created, 1 and the 2, you're going to create them. And if the user clicked on the button with the 1, it's going to answer 1. Journey Builder is going to listen to that one, and it's going to send them to that path of the Journey Builder experience. It's also going to have 2 different spaces, paths. The first is invalid response. If the user typed anything that isn't the keywords that we created, it's going to go across that path. And a wait expired. Like you can see here, the wait until chat response has a maximum wait duration, where it's going to be waiting for the user to respond to this message. It can be weeks, it can be days, it can be months. My recommendation is what's 1 or 2 days. And after those 2 days, it's going to send them to the wait expired path. Okay. You must use the same channel that you created the WhatsApp. Okay, you have the WABA number here and the WABA number on the wait on the chat response. There's also WhatsApp session transfer. I personally haven't tested it myself, but what it does is that you have a WhatsApp message or conversation, you wait until the chat responds, and if something happens, you can send that information to Service Cloud for a service bot to take over the conversation. And they're going to have the conversation history, the journey data, the recipient's WhatsApp number, which will be the user, and the cross-cloud WhatsApp phone number. And the key here is cross-cloud, okay? What I understand is that these unified conversations are powered by Data Cloud. So you need to have Marketing Cloud, Service Cloud, and Data Cloud in order for this activity to work. But I haven't used it myself, so I wouldn't be able to tell you more about it. And here is an example of how a journey is being created in Journey Builder, where you have a WhatsApp message activity with a marketing template. You wait until the response, and then maybe in the template, there's a button which I don't want to go to this webinar, and we send them a session messenger with see you next time, and we update the contact message with a little information, right? Or if they added the unsubscribe action, we can update our data extension with an unsubscribe Boolean value, and then create an automation that handles all those unsubscribes with an opt-out process in Automation Studio. And if we have an invalid response, if we have CRM, we will create a task. And on a wait expired, we can create a reminder via email. How I see that we are right on time. So how do we create a data extension for a WhatsApp journey? There are going to be two key things that we need to have. First is the locale. The locale, when we have a data type of locale, is going to be very different from SMS and push, which asks you, for instance, in Mexico, is ESMX, which is a long locale. In WhatsApp, is going to be a two-letter locale, okay? For instance, in Mexico, it's MX. In the United States, it will be US. And it is a very key thing that if you add the left one, it's not going to work. You're not going to be able to send the messages. You need to have the locale with the two-letter keywords in order for it to work, okay? And the phone number needs to be on the 10-digit scale, including the dialing code of your country. For instance, in Mexico, it's 52. If you don't run the opt-in process import activity on these data extensions, also those messages won't arrive to Meta. So let's see what happens when you want to do a warm-up process on this channel. WhatsApp is a very sensitive channel. What this means is that you're going to start in a message tier that is, it has available of 1,000 conversations that you can send per day to unique users. And you're going to be advancing from tier from 1,000 to 10,000 to 100,000 to an unlimited amount of open conversations you can create per day. And it's going to depend on the message quality that you have, which is how Meta analyzes each template to see if they block your message and what engagement and clicks the template had, okay? It can be low, medium, or high. You can see this information on your WhatsApp business account. If you start on the 1,000 tier in a continuous 24-hour period, and it's going to be advancing, for instance, here in the 100,000, until you go to unlimited and this information disappears because you are on the unlimited tier, okay? What the documentation says is that each time you send a business-initiated conversation, Meta is going to check if you are if you have the conditions to advance on tier, and it's going to define them 24 hours later. You're going to advance to the next tier automatically, okay? But also, if you decrease your business number quality rating to low, it's going to automatically flag you in 7 days, and at the end of the week, you're going to go down a tier, which nobody wants, right? So if you pass from being unlimited, you're going to go to 100,000 and then to 10,000 and then to 1,000. And there is another tier at the left that is 250 messages, which I hope nobody has to go there, but it's hopefully dependent on the message quality of each and one of those templates that you create. So I think we're going to end with this part with the opt-in process. I'm going to go very fast. If the user receives a message that doesn't remember that you wanted to send them, it depends entirely of the user remembering that they gave you permission to contact them. Okay, it's not about I accepted the terms and conditions and then you can send me WhatsApps. No, because if I receive a message that I don't remember, I'm going to block you as a WhatsApp account, and that's going to hinder your message quality. Okay, so the recommendation is that you create an opt-in strategy in email, in SMS, in push notification, in a different channel for them to give you this opt-in. How are we going to be able to opt in those users? You already have that extension. And this data extension, you're going to create an import definition, which is called chat messaging. And inside chat messaging, you're going to select WhatsApp and the phone number of your WhatsApp you want to create the opt-in process. Okay. Then it's going to ask you to map those different columns to the phone number, the contact key, and the locale you already have. And remember, 2 letters only. And you're going to have to agree to the opt-in certification policy, which means that you have that opt-in information from your users from other places, right? Once complete, you can create an automation that takes this import definition and play it whenever you need on that data extension. And you're going to be able to confirm this information going to Contact Builder, to all contacts, to the part where WhatsApp is in the channels, and going to a contact, for instance, entering the attributes section, we're going to go to chat message demographics. And inside chat message demographics, we're going to see the status of active, and we can see the phone number of the person. We're going to click on that phone number, and we're going to see the opt-out status ID, and it's going to be not opted out. You can do the same process for opt-outs. You just need to add a column in the import definition that is opt-in date, and the message must be opt-out. And instead of having not opted out on the opt-out status ID, you're going to see opted out. This means that this user doesn't have the ability to be able to send messages to them. And to close, we can see the different reports that we have available. This one is going to be on Meta. We can see the template. We can see how many messages we've sent, how many messages were delivered, the amount of reds that are available to users that have the blue check marks. We can see the ones that don't have a blue check mark. That's a very important part. And we can see the clicks on each one of those buttons, if there are responses with elements, with keywords, or with clicks. We're also going to be able to see inside Journey Builder, for instance, how many people passed through a message, and also the analytics over time. We can see how many sends, how many delivers, how many undelivered, how many messages were failed, and the total open account. There's also going to be an intelligence reports report, an intelligence reports, where you can see the deliveries, the engagement, the performance, or the journey performance by WhatsApp, where you can see each and every one of those templates, and you can see the sends, the bounce rate, the open rates, what kind of template conversation we had, and how many open rates we had during the week. And lastly, we can create a chat messaging data extract inside Automation Studio by using the data extract feature to create 3 different files that are going to give us the tracking, which is the delivery information. We're going to have the status, if it was sent, delivered, read, or failed. The conversation type, if it was a marketing template, utility, or authentication. The potential unsubscribes, which is going to give us the bounce count of each and every user. And the inbound message logs, that is very hard to track to which template it was done. It gives you a timestamp, but it will tell you all the messages those people sent that are not the keywords that you want to try. Okay, so I tried to rush along the ending because I had too many slides, but thank you very much for being here. From the bottom of my heart, thanks for listening. And I think we have a couple of minutes, Tim or JB, if you're already here, to ask a couple of questions. I don't know if that's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
that was
thank you.
amazing. Sorry, JP is here.
Go ahead, Tim.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I'm just saying thanks to Rodrigo for the wonderful session. So WhatsApp is something not everybody has implemented and not everybody knows the ins and outs of that. Thank you for sharing all the insights. So I'm reading the question posted in the chat. I have a question regarding multipliers for super messages. Do I understand correctly that multiplier differs depending on the country of a message recipient, not a country of SFMC instance that sends it?
Exactly right. Yeah, the multiplier is going to depend on where the user is. So if you're sending to the Mexican smartphone, it's going to be discussed. If you're sending to a different phone number, it's going to be discussed, right?
That answers. Thank you. And I think these are the numbers. This is regarding the phone numbers or I don't know the context of this question. I see somewhere that does numbers or in USD or is a SFMC unit of measurement. So I think these are the numbers. So are these in the USD dollars or the kind of measurements that SFMC uses?
Right. Yeah. These are called super messages, which is a very weird way Marketing Cloud defines the cost. You're going to need to talk to your account executive to understand how this is processed. But what I understand is when you have an order form with Salesforce, they charge you for an amount of super messages that you can use, like when you have emails or you have push notification or you have something, there's always going to be a super message related. So they sell you, I don't know, like 1 million super messages. And each time you send a marketing template, it's going to cost you 54 super messages for each template in a 24-hour period. So you have like a bag of these super messages, like when you go to the fair and the fair gives you money that is fair related. This is money that is Salesforce related, the super messages, and you take that super message account from your super messages back, which is highly dependent of the cost that Salesforce gives you.
Thank you. And I see another question. This is about managing preferences for the WhatsApp. How do we manage that?
Managing preferences.
The
You
opt-in,
can
opt-out.
Okay, right. Like I show you here in this process that you can create on the chat messaging import definition, this is going to be an automation thing that you're going to be creating, right? You create an import definition for each data extension that you want to send information to, and you can create an automation build to run this import definition for every person that you need to create an opt-in. For instance, if you have a custom preference center and you have two checks that are, do you want to send WhatsApp or not, receive WhatsApp or not, that check will have to be linked to an import definition like this one. So in order for them to want to receive messages, and if you want them to not receive messages, it will have to be with this column that is opt-out status ID to opted out. Okay, so it's always going to have to be through this automation process. You have to think how you're going to build your solution in order to have opt-ins and opt-outs, but you always have to create the opt-ins in order for the WhatsApp message to leave Marketing Cloud and arrive on the WhatsApp of each user. If you don't do this, the opt-in process won't work. I don't know if that answers the question.
It answers. Thank you. I think those are all the questions, Rodrigo. I don't see any other questions. And everyone, you can unmute and ask the question directly. We have a few more minutes. If you're not looking at the chat, Rodrigo, I'm just reading it loud. Great presentation, Rodrigo. Thank you for sharing all the insights and best practices. They will surely support working with WA and WhatsApp and potential debugging. Many thanks.
Thank you, Magdalena. I also see one of Osvaldo. What happens if I send a WhatsApp message to an audience which I don't know they have WhatsApp? That is a very good one. You're going to waste a super message on them, because if it leaves Marketing Cloud, it's going to be a cost. But when they arrive to Meta, Meta is going to look for that phone number and it's not going to deliver anything, right? Because the user doesn't have a WhatsApp. What we do is create automations through the data extract to know if the user doesn't have any opens or any information on them, and create an exclusion list in order to avoid having to send these people. If I understand correctly, there are error messages on the data extract that can make you understand better what happens to these messages that failed. And you can use those error messages in order to create better automations to create exclusion lists that help you better on the stores.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Rodrigo. And I see a lot of comments and feedback about the session. Thanks for the amazing session. With that, I think we can call it a wrap. Thanks everyone for joining, and thank you, Rodrigo, for coming and joining us and sharing your insights. And we hope to see you again.
Thank you very
Thank
much,
you.
Avi. Happy to be here.
Have a good one. Bye.